So my name is Alicia Thomas, and I have a special needs daughter. Her name is Faith. She's now 20, but she still is in school. This is her last year. She attends the school for the deafblind, and she's my baby. And Jayla is my granddaughter, who is 12. And needless to say, they're my everything. There's nothing that I wouldn't do to make sure that they are good, that they have a place over their head, a good place, a decent place, a clean place, a safe place. A few years back, I found myself out of work and in an apartment, or it was a townhouse that was changing over property management. And so the rent was increasing, and plus I'm already out of work. And so I had never been, like all my years, I've never been out of housing. I've never found myself in that situation. I'm originally from Chicago, so even if I had have had some kind of, down period for whatever reasons, I had my family. But here I didn't have that. And so I found myself just kind of alone with the girls. Because it wasn't for a lack of not paying rent. It was, I was out of a job and the rent was increasing. I was like, how am I going to do this? And, I had been looking for work, but I just hadn't found anything by that time. And so the feeling of, what am I going to do? I've got these girls to take care of. Yeah, it was, I thought about everything. Okay, well, maybe we could sleep in the car for a while, or do I need to go home to Chicago? Or just a lot of things, crossed my mind. But it just really made me feel like, I know it was just very low, and kind of the uncertainty of it all. I found myself in that position because, again, I've never been evicted. I've never not paid rent, where I put myself in a situation. And I just never thought I would be. But finding a couple of back-to-back circumstances in your life, and you could be anywhere. I learned that. I just started flipping through, a few years, Yellow Pages, because I'm old-fashioned, and Google. And I came across United Ministries, the hospitality. I started with the program with Hospitality United Ministries. However, prior to that, I had heard about Homes of Hope and knew that it was affordable housing, and you had the option to perhaps buy at some point. And so when it became time for you to turn in your application, I had done that prior to my situation, which was a good thing. Yes, indeed. And so with being involved and being with United Ministries, they would hold seminars. And so, of course, I just wanted to take advantage of everything that I could, learn all that I could. And so we went to class, and it was beneficial, it was helpful. And so I just come from the school of, when you go somewhere, if you appreciate it, you send a thank you note. And so I did that. They learned of my story because I guess they was curious about who I was and kind of how I got involved. And so, like I said, I had the application on file, and one thing sort of led to another. And then, we were contacted, and so we got into a place, which I was so grateful for. And so, but when I was approved and she told me to come out and look at it, oh God, ecstatic. I don't think I could find words to describe how I felt like to have a place, have a house. And it's always been my dream that when I do own a home, that it's in a cul-de-sac. And then it's, so God outdid himself and placing us here. Yes, he really did. December 20th of 2018, I went in to have a routine colonoscopy. 2 days before I found out I had stage 3 colon cancer. Yeah. So I was out of work again almost all of 2019 until October, when I finally went through the surgery, did all the chemo and all of that, and in and out of the hospital. But the people at Homes of Hope, if I had been in any other place, I probably would have lost my housing. My surgery was in January. I had a 5-hour surgery. So not only did I have cancer in my colon, I had a big mass that had attached, grew on my spleen. So my spleen was removed. I had the resection of my colon. I had cancer on my left ovary, and part of my diaphragm was removed. And so this was January. I had some savings, and I have, a little money coming in. But I didn't try to immediately go and say anything about anything. Homes of Hope, they didn't know. But I went in July to ask if, because at one time they had where you can perhaps like split the rent up. And so I went to ask about that. And I guess they noticed that I was looking really different because I had lost so much weight. I was so skinny. And Denise, asked me what was going on. And so I finally told them, and she was so upset, like, why you didn't tell me that before? And so what they did was made it so that because I wasn't working, that we can pay something. They modified my rent for the next few months because my lease would be up would renew in December, and made it so where that the little money that Faith receives for disability was helping to pay the rent. And then I was so grateful. So as soon as I got that job in October, I paid that full rent. Yes. And so, but that is, like I said, it would be so nice if there was a home of hope for everyone. Not for people, not for that to take advantage of the system and the program and the people, but just really for people that really want to have something. And depending on what your economic level is, where you're at, you can perhaps own a home, And so I can't say enough. I really can't. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful. And you know what? I even learned to be grateful of that time, because had it not been for that, I would not have met the United Ministries. I would not have met the Homes of Hope. They wouldn't have probably even known I had an application in. But for those steps, I'm here today. So although I didn't like that time, I didn't understand it, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It was an uncertain few months for me, but because of that, I have this now. And I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. If I have the option to buy at some point, I probably will. But if not, maybe it's another property or something. But I can't say enough about it. I swear I cannot. I'm so grateful, so grateful.